A big accolade for Giants to take them down and also set them up well for the stage to come. Prove that they're stepping in the right direction. This attack side, moving towards the A side, already caught Purpo. Player who's a little bit more quiet, but we expect to warm up on that stage. And although he's been dropped, it's for a trade. GX still have the advantage to work with. It's only if they haven't accounted for Leo sneaking his way in the corner. And it looks like they haven't, but the shots are missed.
Already trades back. Boaster off to a decent start here, but it is going to be
towards him. The gate crash put out towards the backside of A, so Purpo has an escape route, but he's looking to take a fight first, and he'll find it for free.
Yeah, the corner not checked. I'm a little bit surprised that there's no clear on that whatsoever. Especially in a bonus round, this puts them off to a great start, already having that man advantage. FNATIC just running through the utility, and that man advantage quickly diminishes. Trades back though, FNTInho up above, not spotted either. Puts this back into a 2v3 scenario. Spike still yet to be planted, and the rest of GX has been able to group up.
And Chronicle's all out of flashes too, so no aggressive plays. It's going to be GX that go flying through and find about going over. But all the while, yes, that was the plan. Straight in with the bookie and straight down again. Redgar's not letting them away with that. And after a swift early punish, he's holding on to control with backup to support him, but they're both taken down by Alfajer.
You got to be careful of this guy. You've always got to be careful. In the map victories we saw at kickoff, I think one of them, it was him getting like 25 kills and just hard carrying on Ascent. He definitely still has the ability as one of the most talented, definitely within EMEA, but in last year it was the Wild. For now though, you get back into the sweaty setups of FNATIC. That was always the terrifying prospect when it came to the map of Binders. They had post plants for days. You didn't want to allow them to plant, otherwise the round was basically over, and it is to
save these weapons.
Yeah, we know exactly what this guy can do. An instant push through the TP with a paranoia. It's very aggressive out of the side of GX, and again, it's Derke to take the front.
What they can do with those post plans. Leo still has the Mosh online, a Molly for Boaster. There's no telling what of that alongside the snake bites. There's no telling what's going to be used on the way through. But Purpo's going to try and slow them down. He'll be late to the fight, making his way around just now, spotting out one player and TPing. Yeah, it's not the most value found, but it's cleared the way for Redgar's flank.
Yeah, he had to go back. I think he was hoping there was a gap that he could potentially play in from behind.
Left.
FNATIC taking their time though. Little bro will be the one to get the plant, and now we get into that dangerous aspect of it. A famous man once said, if you want to deny the post plant, you just got to push them. And we'll see if GX are going to be able to do that.
I think that's the important factor of having Redgar in this position to try to play the flank. That Molly's just been heard firing off. So Redgar knows as a player here, there could be a kill for him, but they're not expecting FNATIC to play on site. They thought this was again going to be a post-plant play, that they'd be far back, sitting in main. Instead, the fight was taken on the site that bought so much more time. And Redgar, even now, has not seen Boaster cross back. He has to be worried. Has he gone around the bath? No. He's thrown through. A thrash from Leo. This is going to get them a lot of space. And there's no gate crash to fall back on for Purpo. He's now stuck in the mud, but he's made it back to elbow.
Yeah, it's sort of the gamble of players versus the gamble of this one rifle. And hey, the rifle started off strong. A couple of high-impact kills, but you have to bear in mind the weaponry isn't there for the rest. It may not matter, though. 2 quick kills with the pistols. And now Leo, 0 kills so far.
30 seconds left.
But there's few others you'd want in a clutch.
Especially as he doesn't have to plant. This is going to give him an opportunity to take a little bit more space. And as well, the thrash in the back pocket, he retrieved it, so it's back online and ready to go for this fight. Some dream reality where he catches all 3 of them with it, but instead it's going to be the rifle that has to take these fights, and he does. Very aggressive play. He did. It was used last round. It didn't find anything. Leo has found 2, though, off rip. A very aggressive fight on A. That
failed, and again, with FNATIC's passive hold, it leaves them in a bit of an awkward spot. That's always the thing with this double duelist. You lose a little aspect of information by not having an extra initiator as you do on the other side. And what you have to do with that, at least on the defense, is get that little bit more aggressive, take more space. And with FNATIC patiently waiting, it's depressing to watch around like this, but it almost has to be a save. Like going back in, especially now they've used a Viper's Pit, it means one section of your reach breather
take the save while they're, and that's the worst part is the last 2 games for them will be Navi and Foot, so they need those early wins. Showstopper for Derke as they look to commit all the way to the backside, but it won't find anyone. In fact, they're pushing forward on the side of GX. It's a decoy on Yoru you see flying through the bat, but there is a player there. Redgar's being spotted and accounted for, and those Seekers only going to lock in more information for this attack side squad. They know there's a lot of players here, but the decision hasn't been made yet to go back. Derke falls. The numbers of FNATIC thin out further. Ults were used and found absolutely nothing. Still an orbital strike to work with and the tap to bait them in further. They're waiting for the flank to come through on Boaster, who's also set up with a double post-plan setup. Yeah, Molly and orbital strike, but the orbital strike used aggressively to push them forward to allow Alpha to swing on in, and he's found a kill for free.
That's the thing, the adaptive nature of FNATIC. Well, Leo may have got off to a quiet start, but we all know that doesn't last for long. A quick snap back, a swing around, we'll be able to clear out one more player, and this leaves Cloud alone. As said, we've heard in the past that this man was on the FNATIC shortlist when building that super team. We know how good he could be. He can't give it like a trip being broken and no one noticed it.
Redgar?
I know that hoodie.
Oh, true. True, it was the other map.
It was the KO knife that went over the top that also no one knows, but let's ignore that fact. Well, we'll move on. That was last week. This is a new week. 35 seconds left. FNATIC, though, in a solid position to get into that after plant. I think the only major danger is if we're going to see FNATIC and Purpo potentially swing this together. He's going to have to swing out, and actually that's kind of helped them. It's forced him on the timing. Purpo's now there alongside him. Starting to get a little bit worrying. Chronicle's done well to trade things back into an even scenario.
GX done this a couple times last round. 4 stack here, 3 out on long. This time they play more passive, but they're going to be spotted. In comes Thrash to spot him up, but tag him up. Easy kill. His hoodie is caught, putting the Viper's Pit up. Big old wasted. Cloud gets a kill, but he's tagged up for it and forced out in the open. A great mosh pit, and Leo's even the one to capitalize on the kill that he set up. GX didn't have a lot to work with here, and they've done some good damage, but that Viper's Pit being removed, that's the biggest blow to the defensive side. Now just 2 Sheriffs remaining to attempt to clutch this out. Boaster, Leo, and Alpha still standing strong.
The cloak's corner held by Leo as well. I don't know if they'll check this. It won't even matter. Alpha has found the kill. With the weaker weapons being left, expectations are fairly low. See if Redgar can find anything. Nice shot onto the first. Weapon retrieval seems difficult. He might be anything. I think the utility on the way in was just disgusting from FNATIC. Like every single angle was just put in an awkward spot for these remainder. Okay, information. Already sending it through with the Tiger, but there was no cover. There was nothing, in fact. Card just tries to walk back across, not expecting that space to be taken, even though it literally was in the previous round as well. Snakebite tried to slow them down, but there's counter utility and vulnerable. He has to peek. A nice shot from Hoodie, at least. Has been able to take down Leo. He's bought some time for the rotation. The rest of his teammates barreling in towards the site, but they are all taking so much damage. Derke comes alive. He's got
a good sign for FNATIC as well. Like you say, everybody's showing up. Everyone's having their moment. I like that from Hoodie also. The fact that he waits to the very last second for that nade.
Through the TP as well, which actually will put a decent position through, though, already an immediate opener. Hoodie does manage to find one, and actually Cloud holding as well. They're going to keep things in their favor for the moment. Purpo, you don't want to run through a smoke versus this guy. That's what I'm learning. He'll hit the immediate headshot. Alpha can actually retrieve that spike. He's going to dodge the showstopper as well, so that's at least a piece of utility out of there. It would have to be a pretty impressive clutch. Spike plant will get him 1 away from his ult, Mitch, but other than that, doesn't have much to play with at all.
To get that ult online, he'll have to isolate a duel. And even look at the positions that GX are in. It's the same position. They're stacked up together. This is the right play. No matter what, they should be able to trade and at least get a trade after 2 kills. Alpha would have to go insanely clear on this. He's dodged the flash for a moment. Caught one, slipping out of the grasp. This pistol round could inject those rounds right back towards GX. They were good the first time around. Alpha grabbing 2 before being bitten down. And Derke, He snuck his way through, but he's a little bit late to the party with Alpha down. You don't quite want to be emerging.
FNATIC, and because of that, when they go pushing into that site, there's going to be 3 different angles that they have to try and fight from. FNATIC have the right idea. Can they now execute it? And it seems like they're even starting to doubt themselves a little.
Well, that molly through from Boaster comes in with intention. GX know where one player is at least. 21 on FNATIC. He's been tagged further and dropped eventually by Boaster, and as they get just isolated, this is where, at least you would hope, the damage is going to come through.
Scout destroyed.
Already looking like they're leaning towards that B side. 3 players away. The flash is unbelievable. Only managing to get 1 kill off the back of it though, but Leo is still fighting, brawling. A counter flash finally comes through, but it's too little too late. He's just going to spam his utility. Go back to the gun! And he even gets the final kill with the flash to ace it! Leo back!
Well, we had some funny ones.
The first flash that came out of Chronicle, like I think he blinded the entire team. Like that couldn't have been better times for them. And yeah, it's a good thing the Mosh didn't get the kill because he didn't have the bullet to do it.
Is that a 1 magazine ace? Flash
Flash
popping, but he has to clear left, has to clear right. Check through garden. And somehow, all the while the Tiger's on the way to clear, FNATIC's lost his head. I don't quite know how that happened. He seems to be in a safe position, but yeah, they're far enough away that that's not really a problem. The question is, does FNATIC want to re-aggress on that angle to claim the Thrash back? With a 5v4, there's not really any need, and well, you can see where Leo is. I don't think he's going to be picking it up.
No, not unless somebody else realizes where this push is coming from. Oh, poor little Thrash. Goodbye.
Oh, lonely.
Now with 40 seconds left, a player missing in the form of FNATIC. It leaves a lot of the pressure onto Purpo to try and take the space.
Oh, they can't really do it either with the Mosh through. The Viper slowing them down as well. FNATIC on the rotate now. 4 players in position. Boaster unspotted towards bat. Got a prime angle to frag out with 2, but his team have fallen apart. Oh, somehow on another. He's only got a couple bullets left in reserve, but there's only a few seconds left.
Molly.
The molly a little bit late. The spike was picked up, and it will now be planted. At least the attempt will be there. Boaster reloaded, so he's got 12 bullets to play with, a few more expended, and Hoodie might have repositioned on the other.
10 of the last 11 as well. Like this has been ropes.
1 enemy remaining.
That shot was crazy. Was disgusting. On to Cloud in a row, which, well, the most they've won in a row so far is exactly what we're used to seeing. For now, though, we're looking at GX. What can they do to try and make this one competitive? Absolutely nothing. Yeah, call it. Call it. They've already lost 2 players within the first 20 seconds of the round. It's not looking good. The aggressive push is coming out from Chronicle. They're just looking to put this one to bed. But Hoodie and Redgar are still fighting.
Oh, yes, they are. Another found. That's Leo dropped. No ults left for FNATIC. There were a few to play with, but all those players have been dropped. The map control is gone, and GX are playing this wise. They're just pumping the brakes. They know some aggression has to come through. Someone has to try to clear something. You ain't going to solo hold each site. Eventually, they'll move together. 50 seconds on the clock. And the A site, the target. Viper's Pit online. Yeah, it might even be worth using.
Yeah, they might be able to use it just to get them into that after plant. Fall back, especially with the amount of utility that's already been expended by FNATIC. Although saying that, they do still have a couple of snake bites, which is one of the main problems they'd have from this position. Oh no! Oh no! They spot Chronicle!
After a 4-2 deficit, they dominated the previous map, 13-5. Now we come into Breeze, and I'm expecting that FNATIC ball to keep on rolling, but let's see if GX can put a stop to it. No gate crash online for FNATIC. I don't think he's got a way out, but he doesn't need one if he's popping off like that. 2 quick kills, and remember, there's an extra element to this strategy with Purpo being there waiting in mid, and Hoodie waiting in tube has caught Boaster despite being caught off guard. Not a bad start for the old defensive side.
Revealing area.
Definitely not a bad position to be in. Redgar's got to be careful walking out. Alpha's managed maybe a couple of rifles here. The push already coming down though. FNATIC is just going to get owned. Alpha just seems to be the king in this position. Back-to-back rounds, he's managed to find a double opener for the team. And if that's a running theme, we could be seeing problems already as he just continues his run of form. They've lost the first 2 rounds. He still managed to get himself, well, up until that point, the only kills FNATIC had. And he had 6 of them.
He's not going back. I see. He is. 10 HP. This man's still peaking. They're on the verge of an Andalusia flawless. He doesn't give a damn.
Hey, he's had 4 kills in Tube in 2 rounds, so you know. And
only one of them where he had a rifle. So yeah, I suppose. Take it, King. Derke, though, being dropped. Potential weapon to be retrieved. No cage. God, you'd love to have a cage here and grab that rifle. I'm not sure what that was gonna do. I'm sure what it did. Absolutely nothing. Boaster's gonna go looking for the rifle himself. Little upgrade on the Guardian. Player up top. For Redgar, the name of the game is damage. And he's got an opportunity with one down below. There's the weapon drop. He knows that player's there. The swing's coming through, and the kill.
Pushing for that A main control once again.
Yeah, pushing a little further is the decoy, but you can see Alpha was ready for that. He's not giving it away. And then swinging in to try and get the element of surprise. Alone on B. That won't be the case for much longer. Especially with that TP in. The B side has company, mostly from FNATIC.
Derke already getting picked up. He's absolutely screwed. The utility has worked out nicely. Boaster taking a bit of damage, and they've already got the information from FNATIC of where Chronicle is. Hasn't really spotted much else. Just gonna have to TP out of there. They're watching for that flank as well. Purpo, I think he's hit the timing spot on. Just as they look away, he's gonna start rounding that corner.
What a fantastic read so far, but FNATIC answer up with big kills. FNATIC on his 3rd. Seems to have locked this one in. The result of foregone conclusion, surely with Boaster's spot. He can't do anything to deny this defuse, and they know it. Sticking it all the way, and... Oh, we're off rip with the ult from Derke. It looks like a quick play towards the B site. Trying to spot out that Cypher. There he is, running for the hills. Redgar's over towards the spawn. Those traps already dealt with on the way through. And Derke's out for free, so a lot of space taken. And again, you can look at that ult and say it didn't do anything. Didn't kill anyone, it didn't even cause that much of a problem, but it did. It forced them back towards the spawn. It allowed the site control, and now Chronicle's ultimate stops that retake utility from coming through, but the recon was already in. They know that he's here. Not that the ult doesn't give that away, and I don't know how he's gonna get out, but he's taking them down with him. 2 already before he eventually falls, but he's done his job.
Yeah, he's made it. Enough time, enough damage, that now you see that wraparound coming in from Alpha. They've got to clear him, and Cloud will do just that. Hoodie's found another one. I saw this at the beginning of the round. Boaster is trying to spam through this with an Ares. He's doing little tickles of damage, but they're just going to defuse in front of him. They're just sticking it all the way.
Yeah, it's the pistol round setup again. Then not only do you have one player push close, not only do you have Purpo supporting, but you also have Redgar ready to fight on the back of that. It's a very nice setup, but one that they've gone a little bit too aggressively pushing into. Purpo's about to lose his dash, but he's not losing the fight. It's another for Purpo, and he's sticking around. Cloudburst eventually used to cover his retreat, but look at the setup again. Redgar coming down to double up on this angle, and Hoodie is ready to drop. In fact, they do. They pincer the mid-play, grab the info with the hat off the head, and they almost lose their life for it, but Redgar reacts just in time.
Oh, that's whiffy. And it's left
the adjustment, the conditioning of GX, noticing that in the last round...
Chronicle have been the players that have looked like... Well, they still play for FNATIC. I guess that's the way I'll word it, is they've had moments that shine within this map, but hasn't really been enough. Now, Alpha's done incredibly well here. They have no idea where he is, but unfortunately he didn't know there was already 3 players around that angle. Hoodie under pressure. But the timing almost catches Jake without a gun in hand. It won't actually matter too much. Everybody's on their own map choice. Again, this 1-2 punch up close. But they've already managed to find the openers on the other side. Viper's Pit going to be put into play. That's actually where the majority of players are, but with kills coming in mid, Alpha's now starting to push. They're going to leave Hoodie actually somewhat alone and tagged up. But they now have the information that Alpha's there. The thing is, the full team are now rotating. The A site's going to end up completely clear, but it just depends which way FNATIC decide to go, and I don't blame them for walking towards Alpha. He's basically cleared the site, or at least he thinks he has.
He should swing for info, though, before they're out. At least I thought he might. Instead, it's going to be just the swing in from main, right into the heavy numbers of GX. Quick return, though. And only Hoodie left, 49 HP. A few of them are low. It's a headshot on Alpha with the fall.
Cutting through.
Oh, we can see Derke, we're on board with him in a different dimension. Peering into ours and attempting to find Hoodie. There he is. Unfortunately, that info was already found by Alpha. Hunter's Fury grabs one tag, but 40 HP, never mind. He's down and out. The return of the ultimate, though, is FNATIC now plays on site to rotate a little bit quicker. The flash to blind Chronicle, but somehow he loses that fight. It's anything but pretty. And the advantage now sits towards FNATIC. Hunter's Fury blindly fired in, hoping to find something and getting absolutely nothing. Shot missing for Purpo as well. Everything's going wrong for GX, and they've got the disadvantage to play around. Spike still to be planted, 50 seconds, but the Viper spits the big danger! How is this man evading death again and again? 7 HP! And Purpo, the word save must be racking around this guy's brain, surely.
Spike planted.
But no, it's not. He's gone
into fruition. The same combo in mid, but obviously it's been played in a multitude of different ways, so that's something that FNATIC definitely has to be wary of. It's a nice ping, but actually the counter spray is even better. That's not the same guy. Where's the guy from the last round? Like, it just looks like FNATIC has bounced back immediately. I'm so confused. He saved it all for this round, Mitch.
That's it. That's it. You know, he's getting the bad karma out of the way, so the good one would come in here. Perhaps an economical play towards FNATIC.
Maybe he let Stevie play that round. Like Stevie came onto the stage, sat down in the chair. No, the round before.
I'm not sure about that.
The massive whiff round.
Stevie would have gotten 4 kills. Don't you ever disrespect him like that again. But yeah, for GX, this is a great resurgence. And you know the thing that's baffling to me is that this mid setup that's about to kill Alpha in a moment is being taken at the start of the round with no gate crash down. FNATIC does not have an escape.
30 seconds left.
That's wild. Like, even after the second kill, he's only then thinking, oh, maybe I should put one down just in case. But something tells me he's not going to need it. After the few pop-offs from this guy, he has got support as well. Hoodie on his way. Cloud here. And Derke forced back. The initial fight going to FNATIC. The spam's back. Okay, back and forth they go. The updraft at least. Get him up above that wall. Chronicle trapped in the corner though. Hasn't really got a way out. Derke and himself have to fight their way through this side, and he's just about made it. The A site taken by Alpha as well. They've secured a plant, and the element of surprise, Tom, it's everything for Alpha. He could go huge here.
Yeah, the thing is, I have a feeling that they're gonna suspect that this might happen because Alpha has been on those hard lurks in the majority of rounds, and again, GX have been very good at sort of grouping up as a unit. They'll definitely know it now. I think Alpha even realizing that he has to try and get ahead of where they'd even predict him to be. Planting. I don't think Neural Theft's gonna be a massive benefit at this stage, and any other ults are not even close to being online.
Especially with the trap behind, right? They're hardly going to have pushed down tubes, so there's no point really using it. Nowhere to use it right now. No chance to with Alpha down. Derke on the clutch. Flash, though, is good, and he's gone!
Turn this around. It could be the boost that GX need to close out this map.
Oh, no. And he's gone again. Unfortunately for Derke. He's done damage, though. It's not being followed up on. 3 versus 4. Redgar and Purpo sharing a life almost. And Hoodie's lost his. Now it's a little bit more competitive. The numbers even, but the HP drastically in favor of the FNATIC side. And they're looking to group up. But the TP used by FNATIC is near perfect. He has thread the needle. GX now hold the advantage, and the gate crash on its way back through. He can just reunite with his teammates and play this post plant together. Not only that, but Redgar's taking advantage of his low HP with a nasty little spot. He's being caught by Boaster, though. 19 HP, and on the way back out. Okay, he slipped through. Purpo barely holding on to life, but he's going to use FNATIC to try to close this one out. The two of them together, already sticking to halfway, but the read, the read is perfect by Boaster. He's got one, baiting him out for the final fight with the ammo.
The setup, crossfire play, it's already been spotted by Alpha, but they have lost a lot of space. Flash through. He's going to have to hide at the back of this site, and already Chronicle is gone. It's left on Alpha to go huge here in the corner. He's going to find another. Again, the individual doing great, but the trades are there. Guns can be found. Mitch, it's a 3v3.
Yeah, they've already done the work on the side of GX. I like this attack, the flash through the wall. It got them so much space. And now they get to capitalize off those advantages. Sitting down with weapons in hand, ready to take this fight. What was a disadvantageous round is now one that you could argue even favors them.
Yeah.
The utility at a disadvantage. They don't have a lot to fall back on, but with another kill found, it's looking like FNATIC might be in the dirt. 11, seemingly. And a pretty steep investment from FNATIC. They look to stop GX here and now. The decoy is already allowed to walk through, but oh no, Derke is not able to capitalize. It's Boaster instead, popping off on the back of the site. That's given them a chance.
Yeah, it's given an opportunity, especially with the remaining players having Guardians. That was the one pistol that was in play. Still, Cloud standing. Redgar alongside him. Utility definitely favored to FNATIC at this stage. You've got Chronicle's belt just being put into play. The drone is still available for Cloud, but I'm not sure if there's necessarily a position he'll be able to use this, and I think instead it looks like Redgar's going to be that sacrificial lamb, just looking for the contact. He's already going to manage to find one. The second goes his way as well, and now he's heading up against Alfajer. A Cypher battle that you'd expect to go in Alpha's favor, and it will. In control at the moment, and it is just players like Alpha saving them.
Nice knife. That's a drone cancelled out completely, but take his drone away, and the man gets angry. 2 quick kills for Cloud, and they're steaming in towards the site. He's jumping around like a lunatic. As
Two of them were jumping, Fitty gets the kill.
Oh my! Boaster and Alpha left to do it all, and that is a spectacular response from GX. Their initial utility cut off, and it didn't look like there were any struggles there. They're both isolated. Fit1nho might take this, but he doesn't have a flash, so he goes all the way into the spawn and then just TP's out.
Plays it safe.
Just a paranoia play, and there is a flank underway from Redgar. In fact, they're going back to clear Fit1nho, and they're going to run right into Redgar!
Oh! And the expectations on that man are always going to be higher than anyone else, to be honest. Again, Viper's Pit now being used actually in towards the tube, maybe to deny the split, but instead, they're just going to go straight out.
And this is a very old strategy as well. Look at where Redgar is. We used to see this from Giants quite a while ago. Too many walls in the way. And this is going to be a bit of an issue because the rotates are underway. The steps are being heard. Redgar knows there were players running towards the spawn. I don't know if he's going to catch them on the way through. It looks like he's a little bit out of range to hear those steps. He'll sneak his way through the door. And it's as the spike is being planted. Look, they're looking the other way. Alpha picks up one, but the cost is great. Now the ult used for the final pieces of information. And this puzzle has come together nicely for GX. They came into this 13-5 down on the first map. Boaster was fragging out. GX, well, they've done the exact same. Redgar leading the charge for this squad in many, many rounds, pulling them out of bad positions and leaving FNATIC with only Chronicle here in a 1v4. 7 straight rounds needed, and they won't even get the...
Leading the charge in that regard.
Well, FNATIC will start this one out on the attack side, and you can see they're using the cage to cross, but damage is being sustained. A few bullets hit for Cloud. And the decoy planted, but not yet activated. FNATIC ready to follow up on the back of it. Counter utility on its way. It looks like GX want to fight ahead of this execute. And that's a cost that they're willing to pay. One player down, the trade's in, but they're not finished fighting just yet. Counter flash coming out of the side of Leo, and that has kept them back. The advantage sits with FNATIC, but the damage is done. Someone has to capitalize on it, though.
Probably be putting this in FNATIC's favor, but it really is an unknown. Purpo's nade should do a little bit of damage, and while Alpha trying to be aggressive has been caught, Fit1nho has found another. Of course, some weaker weapons in this round, but when you close the gap, kind of hopeful that you'll be able to get something. An aggressive position from Boaster, but at this stage, I think GX know, okay, there's no real value in us over-facing here. And in fact, FNATIC are spamming away all of their utility to clear absolutely no one.
Fit1nho's lost a lot of his health. He'll be playing the stun for this round. Cloud might be in the same boat, but he's got no utility to help out with. Just go heal Fit1nho, maybe.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. He has it.
12 seconds, though. They've got to pick up the pace on FNATIC, and it's right into this site. The site with the lower HP players, but they've... But I mean, there's 4 seconds left now, and well, they're not going to get this one planted, are they?
Killed their omen.
Yeah. Interesting. I guess maybe they
came through to get an immediate punish, but when they see nothing, the players move back to middle, give up that control, and now they have to fight for it. But FNATIC have already taken it. Chronicle able to hold on strong with FNATIC down in the swing from Boaster. Perfectly timed stun is good. Purpo's in the open. No choice but to take that duel, and he's lost it. GX, well, they won't be denying this plant, I think. The orb goes to Alfajer, now just one away from a showstopper.
Both towards mid.
About going in here, there's always going to be the traps. Don't have traps to worry about, so straight in, Paranoia, TP on backside. But this player's dropping out of heaven, and that's the real danger. 3, in fact, around this position. The Spectre already finding the 1, and FNATIC's not looking to stop anytime soon. Prepping his utility as Purpo just flies ahead of it, picking off 1, picking off 3 so far. And it's only Boaster. He snuck to the back, but Cloud up. We already talked about the pressure and how it could get to those players. We've seen a lot of teams suffer with that very same thing. Even Koi, that's what they put a lot of it down to. Showstopper was activated, but yet to be used. It's a little too deep. There's not really an angle from there where you could find the value. Nate goes through, but most importantly, up goes Boaster to take that space. How has Leo gotten away with a double? Both were headshots, and he knows exactly where Cloud is, both himself and Chronicle looking to take the fight. They know that player's stuck in, but you also know it's a Sky. Probably, you're going to see some utility fire around. Still both flashes ready for Cloud, but it's a contact play. Leo's ready to swing. Alpha here as well, and neither of them are needed in the first fight. Very clean.
We didn't see those.
Almost in front of a player, and that player not even realize what's going on.
Here we go. Dimensional drift. Again, this was what I was talking about with having that lack of an information gathering initiator. It's going to be that space taking. And well, I think that GX may have just gambled on the retake. Now, bear in mind, Purpo is a showstopper. There's a few ults pretty close by. Paranoia in hand for Boaster to try and find something instead, though. It's actually Purpo again, winning the duel, gonna bypass the rest of the players. He kills Boaster. Was he on top or did he drop down? I think he dropped down after the aftershock.
He did.
And because of that, he's ended up getting a couple of kills. Derke needs to get back in there. They are just sticking this defuse, and it is being held. There is nothing.
This scoreline. FNATIC go back to what worked. A play towards the B site, a TP in towards the spawn. It's committed on as well. Boaster spotted by Redgar, an awkward fight, and he's left with a sliver of health, but the trade is good. They managed to take enough space to make that loss worthwhile. Losing out their main smoker. It'll be a little tough, but they want GX to retake. They want GX to come barreling in so the Rolling Thunder can catch them all.
Planted.
Set up and ready to go. Just trying to find a spot where it's not going to end up being more of a curse. It seems like the rest of the players are getting ready to barrel in off the back of it. They haven't quite been able to capitalize just yet, but Cloud is not long for this world. Hoodie, though, has quickly found trade backs. The time being bought, but still enough for them to get back in onto this. The trade from Alfred, he's actually going to end up
Opponent, great attempt from Hoodie. I thought that could be it, just the over-aggression of FNATIC. They get 2 kills, hunting them down, everybody's swinging. There is a tiny gap in that Viper wall. I don't know, what's pretty big actually. I don't know if the intention is that exactly what happens, or if that was just a happy accident. But either way, they're happy about that. Opening pick, Derke, big danger man for this squad, down and out. Flash didn't catch him.
He's opting to try and cover the gap around the Viper's pit, make sure that his teammate's safe. They look pretty committed to this A site right now. There's still 3 players here. Rolling Thunder is available, and it is very well timed. It's gonna blast Alfred to the air, but he still gets 2 kills! I don't know how he's managing to pull this off, but even still there's a fight for FNATIC. Redgar, Hoodie, trying to still stop them. The plant can't be denied, at least for now. But Redgar might be able to take a little bit of extra space. Got Hoodie up above, but they know exactly where these players are.
The neural theft gave all the information away. GX getting back in is going to be tough with the crossfires. FNATIC have set up, and it's Boaster to take point of contact. Leo swings to get more, and there's no more to find. Hoodie's out of here, saving this weapon for the next and giving FNATIC a 6th round. The back and forth ends here, Tom.
Yeah, the most brutal of fashion again. Like, you look at the initial setup in that round from GX, and it was nigh on perfect. Like, you had them locked in a box. You had a rolling thunder to hit them as they execute in the last 20 seconds.
They play bad, it's just that the results are bad, essentially. The performance wasn't quite there. In that round for GX, it's a very big mistake. Depends on which map we're talking about. But when it comes to this, pistols for the majority. In fact, the showstopper used already kind of good for GX. They'll be smiling about that one. Derke, where are you going? He's gone walkabouts, runabouts, in fact. The paranoia won't catch him. He's going to get so much value from here. Derke already with the first. The second, in fact, clocked up, and there's the third. Don't ask me who it is, Tom, because I can already hear that question coming. A little TP in, good control, and Derke has support too, and it's Alpha backing him up, so of course the kills come through. 2 trades for Alpha, but he might need to do a little bit more. FNATIC goes running in and running into his death. The spike is down in the open. That's the only advantage here for GX.
I don't know if that was necessary.
Last player standing.
Luckily, again, Purpo is there to bail them out.
Ace needed.
Yeah, who else? Who else? I said that maybe Purpo's the best in the server. I would have to eat my words. It was a raise. I just guessed the wrong one. Actually,
30 seconds
he's got
left.
the timing spot on. And after plant, almost guaranteed, unless you're going to start seeing GX rotate right about now, and very quickly at that, which, as you can see, they are not. A realization is going to be made that this is going to be a play for the other side of the map, but they are as far away as humanly possible.
10
the
seconds
plant
left.
will be coming through. There's nothing that
Spike
the GX
planted.
players can do about it, and only now they're going to start this rotation. Alpha is going to buy such a ridiculous amount of time. I think the only thing that will actually potentially bite him in the back is just how long it's actually going to take them.
Well, I think, you know, from Alpha's position, that plant spot is perfect. He could be in spawn, he could be in heaven, he could be in main, and all of those positions will be viable. For him, though, he's going to take a bit of an uncouth position. Instead, looking to take that opening fight. This is a man that wants to duel. He doesn't want to win on the clock. He wants to win with a gun in his hand. And all 5 kills in his back pocket. An ace for Alfajer, the best of the best. As FNATIC push up to 8.
I said it at the beginning of the map. Hey, we're seeing a Euro on Derke. That's cool. We're seeing Purpo in the team on a race. Yeah, that's pretty cool. We've even got Chronicle's first ever Cypher. Mitch, that's kind of cool.
Isn't it? It's awesome.
But the thing I'm most excited about is Alfajer back on Raze. This man is a tank on this
30
age.
seconds left.
Time is most certainly of the essence. They've not even made it past the choke point, but they have breached into heaven. A little bit of control found as Alpha goes flying through in the back of the orb. The shot has found nothing. Showstopper. And the show is ended before it can even fire off for Purpo. Here's the spray from Chronicle for another 3 versus 2. This was looking dodgy with the time remaining, but just about they've gotten that plant in. Losing Derke, but Chronicle and Leo still stand. And that breach utility not online. Leo's a duelist here when he's most fearsome. And the player up top will be caught by Chronicle. Only FNATIC and the...
They are onto that attack. A chance for them to set the pace. A chance for Purpo to be up front. Never mind. FNATIC with his quasi-duelist right now as he takes the lead. And Alpha, I can't believe he's just trying to kill them all off from the top rope. It would have been maybe even more impressive than the ace he got a couple of rounds ago.
Yeah, going full Matt Hardy on the play. I respect it, but, well, it hasn't really worked. Chronicle, Derke, and Leo, the last remaining, and it's the A defense that FNATIC have put all their stonks into. Unfortunately, we can see GX are taking it elsewhere. It looks like a plant, almost secured, and, well, honestly, if you're a fan of Valorant, this is how you want to see the pistol round go. FNATIC take it, and we're going on to Series 2 pretty quickly, but for now, GX seem to have bought themselves a lifeline. Unless there's a big performance out of some of these players. Remember, Leo had an ace in the last map, and Derke on the Yoru. There's no stopping him. Chronicle popped off in the previous round as well. There's no shortage of dangers for this attacking side, but the advantage is theirs with the time now ticking away on that Spike's explosion.
Yeah, they're on the clock, that's for sure. Aftershock available, a stun as well, an extra piece available as well for FNATIC, and he has made things so awkward, but Purpo goes down. It's starting to look a little bit dangerous. Definitely not as far as it once was. They've got that opener, they're going into this round with a pretty hefty buy. They've not cleared Derke, and he's out straight away. Not what we've seen from FNATIC in the last map. where he sticks around. Derke's not about that life. Purpo going down is rough. As said, he has been a saving grace for GX throughout both maps. At least the ones they were competitive in.
Yeah, it was an attempt from FNATIC, right? He put the stun down for the player up in heaven, but wasn't expecting there to be a player tucked in that box. Gate crash put out by Derke, now expecting the play to come through. 50 seconds on the clock as GX look to make their way in. Stun, not quite gonna catch him. Chronicle ready to fight as they come through the elbow. There's Derke doubling up. They weren't expecting him. He can get out. Well, not anymore. Bullet to the head will secure that. And GX, advantage, not quite. Still a player to the good over on FNATIC, but the plant will at least be secured. Not really any utility for it either. No flashes for Cloud, no snake bites for Hoodie. You're going to find it very difficult to recover on this one, and especially with that opening pick from Alpha. Hoodie playing the real gamble inside the smoke, paranoid up in the ready. They expect him to be...
With Leo, and actually they've stunned deep. Alpha's managed to catch out FNATIC. I think that was actually an attempted swing to maybe save Purpo. Instead, he's actually gifted his own life over. And this time, actually, they have stuck around.
Oh, I don't understand how Derke is catching that again and again. What read goes on in his head? How does he feel and hear the... Yeah.
Look at the setup. That is the spike player at the back right now. They might catch FNATIC. They're going to catch FNATIC. That's the spike down. Now everything it's going wrong. It couldn't go any worse.
It's falling apart. It's fallen to pieces. My God, Hoodie standing against worst losing streak with the full roster.
Yes.
Because they had subs in the last. So that, like, for that's unbelievable. Derke, he's gonna flash this and finish the TP right after the nade. It's blinded them. A second flash primed them ready. In fact, it's gonna come in afterwards by the looks of it with a close play by Alfajer. That nade, it's caused problems. He'll lose a bit of his health to that, and the flank up from Spawn gets Hoodie a kill.
They already have 3 players within this B side of the map, and they are walking straight into the stack.
TP out for Derke. Oh, gate crash is gone. It just faded. He has no opportunity but to stay here. Leo's there to support, but the Rolling Thunder's gonna put pressure on him, and with Derke down, Leo surely soon to fall.
They know this player's here.
The first doesn't work out, the second is just the same. Redgar with the punish, the wide swing, the one tap. Convincing. Viper's Pit online, but with these advantages, you would hope it's not going to be needed, saved for a rainy day. The aggression of Boaster being watched for all the while. GX have to commit players to this, not having that Cypher. That means sometimes you lose the fight. The numbers back to just a one-man advantage, but the B side is uncontestedly theirs, and the Viper's Pit makes this extremely awkward for any retake.
Yeah, they'll have to go through it at their own peril. Awkward in a moment. The angles that they have to hold will be almost a perfect spam for Chronicle to play with, and there you go. He's just waiting patiently. They haven't even managed to destroy that trip. Finally, they get around the corner, but they're getting wiped out as they do.
So no quick rotations for him. Instead, the pressure on B will sit firmly in the hands of Chronicle, or on the backs of Chronicle and Leo. The spray is good for 2! Chronicle showing up with Purpo tag blow. It's an easy conversion for Leo. They'll go